Hi, welcome back to the Confident Retirement Journey. I'm Craig Sullivan. Today, we're going to talk about why your portfolio may need a safety check before you retire. And before I jump into this is a conversation I have quite often as people come to visit with our team. The easiest analogy for me is to use Mount Everest. You see, a lot of people attempt to climb Mount Everest. And if I ask an audience, anytime I go do a public session or a public speech somewhere, I always ask, what is the point of climbing Mount Everest? You know what the most common answer is? To get to the top. We want to reach that summit. And I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to tell you that the point of climbing Mount Everest is not just to get to the top. It's to get back down the mountain and tell somebody about it. Share your experiences, your pictures. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't finish that trek. There's been over 300 people that have passed away trying to climb Mount Everest. And you know where most of them pass away? It's on the descent. And I believe the reason for that is because most people, when they're training for that adventure of climbing Mount Everest, focus all their time, attention, training, tools, techniques, and strategies on how to go up the mountain. Too often, they fail to prepare for how to go down the mountain. And you see, going down the mountain takes a different set of tools, techniques, and strategies entirely than it did to go up. It's a whole different skill set. And the reason I use that analogy is because I see in retirement planning that it's very similar. Most people focus all their time and attention doing the things they were always taught to get to retirement, to get up there to that summit and find that day where you get to say, I can finally do it, I can retire. But not often enough, we fail to focus on getting through retirement, getting to share that with everyone you love, because we don't focus on the tools, techniques, and strategies that are different as we're in retirement from when we were accumulating wealth. So let's jump in here and take a look. One of the things we're going to focus on is de-risking your portfolio. This is part of your overall plan. Retirement tends to change the way you think about risk. You see, in your working years, a 10% drop in the market may not have concerned you too much. You probably didn't like it, but you probably didn't concern yourself too much because you still had time. You were still saving money every paycheck. As we get in retirement, a 10% drop in the stock market after we retire may affect us a little bit differently. We may feel that a little bit more. Big market swings can have an impact on your retirement. This is done through sequences of returns. You see, having a big drop in the markets or in your retirement portfolio, your first years of retirement can have a tremendous effect on the success if the plan wasn't built correctly. Having a strategic plan and understanding that you've accounted for these risks in your plan is where real peace of mind and confidence going into retirement happens. The question is, how much risk versus how much security is important to you? And everybody's a little bit different. So what are the things that we can plan for? First is market risk. Obviously, we know that the markets don't always go up, even though we wish they would. So we've got to make sure that we've planned for the volatility, the ups and downs in the stock market. As I mentioned, sequence of returns risk is one of the most important to plan for. Because while we're in our working years, the order of returns doesn't matter. You can have good years first, you can have bad years first. If you're not taking money out of your portfolio, it doesn't make any difference in the long term. But when we get to a point of our lives where we're having to live off of our money that we've saved, and we're taking withdrawals, whether it's because we need it on a regular basis or because Uncle Sam says we have to because we've reached required distribution age. If we're taking money out of our accounts and we have poor returns early on in retirement, that can have a tremendous effect on your success. Inflation risk, obviously, we need to account for inflation in our portfolio. We need to make sure that our income can be adjusted as things get more expensive throughout our lifetime. And then longevity risk. Living a long time is a blessing and a curse, right? Obviously, we get to enjoy a lot more experiences in life. We get to spend more time with our loved ones. But at the same time, planning for an unknown longevity can be quite difficult at times. It's something that you have to make sure is built in to your overall financial plan. So what is de-risking and what is it not? First, it's transitioning from your really aggressive growth strategies prior to retirement to maybe a more balanced approach. Now, this isn't cookie cutter. This isn't one solution for everybody. What's aggressive to you or what works for your plan might be different from somebody else's. It's prioritizing income stability and principal protection. An income plan has to be the foundation of any full financial plan. If we don't know where our money's going to come from, then we really don't have a plan in place at all. If you've done a really good job of saving and you've got a nest egg and you're just hoping it lasts long enough, that's not a solid financial plan. That is not an income plan. We've got to make sure that you know where every dollar is going to come from to maintain your lifestyle. And then you need to build a portfolio that matches your risk tolerance and your goals and your values in retirement. What does your timeline look like? There are some people we have that are still very okay with risk for some portion of their money, most of the time because we've already completed their income plan. And if your lifestyle is taken care of, then we're not so worried about the volatility in a certain bucket of money. It's about finding that right balance. But what is de-risking not doing? It's not going 100% to cash. It's not saying, okay, well, I can't take this anymore. I'm at a different point in life. Let's just put everything in money markets and CDs and just living off of that. It's not avoiding all market exposure. Some people aren't comfortable with that, and that's okay. But it's about having the right balance in place. It's not about making emotional, reactive decisions. We don't want to get emotionally reactive when it comes to our investments. Something bad happens in the market, we can't just react emotionally and make quick decisions that could negatively affect your plan. So your de-risking plan, well, that depends on you. There is no one size fits all to this. Your risk tolerance, your timeline, your income needs matter. That's why it's important to start with that income plan. What we do is build a tailored strategy for each individual we work with. And it's also important to revisit that strategy on a regular basis. Life changes. Your goals change, your needs change, your thoughts about things change. Your plan needs to adapt with you. If you're not currently working with a team of advisors, or if your advisors you're working with you don't believe are looking out for your complete financial plan, if they're only focused on investments, then I'm going to challenge you to give us a call. Meet with one of our advisors and let us help you put together a full financial plan. Until next time.